Family, I pray that you can hear me well. Um, I'm going to wait a little bit to see. I know this is it's actually been quite a beautiful summer in relations to the warmth. The people expect to be out when in the warm weather. So I've been not coming on and doing videos, um, mostly because of, like I always talk about, the warfare in my life. So I've been really just learning about myself and learning warfare, about warfare related to the times that we're living in. And the biggest thing that the Lord has brought me to understand is that the church is contaminated. there, if you are a Christian and you are in a church right now that is not preaching or talking about the end of the age, then you're probably not in a good place. Either you are knowledgeable and people aren't listening to you, or you don't know and your church is not aware. What I also discovered too, as well, is that has been an influx of witches and warlocks in the church. The churches are not only have the congregation have people who practice magic and it's not being addressed, but they also have um, people who are heading the church that are into witchcraft. And this is not uncommon. It's very common in the West Indies. It's very common in Africa. It's very common in the US and in Canada. And can't speak to anywhere else. I'm just speaking of places that I know that profess to be Christian and have people at the helm that are dabbling in magic. It is so hot. Now, the reason why I'm on right now is because, first of all, I haven't been on in a minute. And I had said that I wasn't going to go back and help with the business as a business I was helping with. But when you have compassion for people, hi. When you have compassion for people and people come to you and they say their story and they know that they need your help, and you go to help, you assume that things are going to be different. But what I've been learning about the spiritual realm and what's been the demons that have been unleashed at this time, people are not going to be honest. People are going to be deceiving. People are going to be wicked at this time. This is the end of the age. So when I say, my title is Unleash the Hounds. And that's a term that they use when they're sending out their last resort. Like when you're in a war, they're sending out this is their last attempt to beat the enemy. And this is where we're at right now in relation to the demons that have been unleashed on the earth right now. I haven't seen so much evil in all aspects of life, like the driving, the way that businesses handle customers, the way the families handle each other, the way that children handle parents, the way the parents handle children. I could go on. I will not. Because I'm sweaty. It's very hot. I'm so exhausted. People don't even realize. They don't realize it's the end of the age, but I think what it is too, partly that they don't realize it, is because the church isn't preaching about it. This is what I'm saying. If the church was talking about the Bible clearly lays out what the end time would look like. How much more evil do we need it to be to say, like, this is it? Really? We have people in false religions that serve many gods, who have temples in almost every corner of some aspects of communities, right? If they're not serving the true and living God, right? But they serve gods. So what do you think they're praying about, and what do you think their prayers are unleashing? We have to be wise. We have to be wise about it. So that's where I'm at with this. I'm gonna leave the car. I'm gonna walk with you because I'm so hot. So I'm gonna get out of the car, sweaty. So at this stage of my life, here I am. My mom's car, it's my mother's car, and it has no air conditioning. So basically, I'll tell you what's been going on with me. So since I decided to go back and help with the business, my reasons for going back is because, one, I was asked to come back and help, that my help was needed, but also two, this business has been under some significant warfare. It might have been because I was involved or helping, or it might have been because this person professes to know God or to serve God. Either way, I felt as though I felt I wanted to help. I've been praying every day, pleading the blood of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, over every aspect of the business, the vehicles, the finances, the people involved. And let me tell you something. This business has been under some significant attacks from the enemy, and it's coming from a government level. I promise you this. And like I said, I don't know if it's because of my involvement, but all I know is that this particular person that I was helping, his physical well-being was jeopardized as well. He went through so many physical things. My heart went out to him. But even though I stood by and I helped, his consistent attacks against my physical well-being, like the words he was speaking to me, was almost like he was possessed. Like he had nothing positive to say. So I felt as though, even though I wanted to help, I don't think it's my job to save people. As a female, first of all, and as a child of God, I don't believe that we're designed and made to be a doormat. And I believe that's what I was. So I know I've talked about this before, and believe me, my daughters are consistently saying, Mom, you keep saying this. But I think that I am blocking my blessing by staying, that God had wanted me to leave a long time ago. Because if you're a child of God and you've gone to a purification process like I did, God removed my job, my home, my vehicles, my children, everything. And I think me staying might have been a hindrance to this particular person's soul being saved. I'm not saying his soul's not saved. What I'm saying is that usually when you profess to be a Christian and you go through such turmoil, like Job or the book of Joel, it's because the Lord is speaking to you and you're not listening. Or because the Lord wants to test you or use an example to draw many to the kingdom. That's what I believe. So anyway, I believe that my focus needs to be the ministry, because if you've been following Celestial's channel, the Master's Voice, we are definitely at the end of this. 2025 seems to be the year that we're going to see a sudden transition into something very heavy. And I don't want to miss my opportunity to do what God has called me to do. I've had a lifetime of preparation for this, and I don't want to mess it up, right? I don't want to be in a situation where God is dealing with me because I'm interacting with people who profess to be Christian who are dabbling in things they shouldn't be dabbling in, right? So one other thing, I should let you know that I've gone through, my life has gone through a transitional period physically. Like I've gone through a period of in my later years. So you've seen me when I was younger, and now I'm much older than I was when those of you who followed me from the beginning have known me to be. And I've been getting a lot of messages about like menopause and about things you should not do, things you should do. And I still profess and know that the word is the way that we should be living, that we should be still fasting and praying, that we eat when we're hungry, etc., etc. So when I first came into this transitional period in my life, I gained a lot of weight. I gained a lot of weight because, one, I still been eating and drinking the same way I had. So sugar, refined sugar, was still a big part of my life because I was doing this business. And whenever the person I was working with had a chance to buy me a drink, he would buy me a drink or get me a snack. So I gained a lot of weight on my midsection. Since then, I started to follow the word. Forget what people are saying about you can't do this and you can't do that. I follow what my body's telling me, what the Holy Spirit's leading me to do. So I got back to running, and I cut out all carbs and refined sugars, and I'm actually close to where I was before in regards to being healthy and in shape. But I wanted to use, I'm not too sure if this makes sense. You have to let me know in the comments if it does, because the initial onset of this channel was about my 40-day fast. And I'm thinking that what the Lord is showing me is that I need to go back to how people are to live, like through my example, like what I've gone through in regards to warfare, my fasting and praying, our body being a temple, and how we should take care of it according to the word. Okay, so this is where I think that the channel should go, the direction. If you feel that you agree, let me know. This has been a very heavy time for me. I had my share of crying about this because I've been helping with the business for a long time, but at this point, it's become more of an abuse to me. I don't feel that it's building me, and we have to discern, even though someone says they're Christian, whether or not they truly are Christian. Because the Lord wouldn't send someone into your life to speak profane things to you, to talk down to you. If it was from the Lord, it would be something that would build you. If you agree, let me know in the comments. All right, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I don't know how I would have survived without you guys, because in spite of the fact that I was helping with this business, I wasn't getting financially compensated the way that I probably should have been, only because of the warfare in his life. He couldn't afford to, and that's partly too why I stayed, because I had these skills to do a lot of things, and I believed I was helping someone who was a Christian. Now that I don't believe that anymore, because you know them by their fruit, my focus has to be the channel. So Wendy, I thank you for your support all this time. I thank you for your comments, your emails, your prayer requests. I've been trying my best to find moments where I include everything in the prayer requests that you guys have been emailing to me and messaging to me. It has been a heavy time. For those of you who are going through financial strains, going through family division, those of you who mentioned to me, you're going through family have ostracized you, etc., etc. No, you're in good company. A lot of people who are chosen at this time are going through it. It's a part of what's going on. You've been marked as being a child of the Most High. So the world's not gonna love you. That's basically what it is. All right. So, and again, thank you again. I love you all. Until next time, remember, you're made marvelously. You're specifically created for this time. I will be watching this video later on to see if the volume's okay, because again, like the enemy, is just so exhausting to keep checking it. But sometimes the volume, when they process it, isn't right. But I'll be consistent with it now to make sure that if it's not okay, that I redo my lives and my videos. Okay, guys, love you so much. Again, thank you, love you. Until next time, remember, you're made marvelously. You're not by accident. You were specially designed and prepared for this time. You're a very special and unique generation. God bless you.